Welcome. Welcome to Monday morning meditation. My name is Sheri. This is our mindfulness session to help kick your week off right. For those of you who are new to my class, I'm a 200-hour registered yoga teacher and have been teaching here in the Lake Tahoe area for the last 2.5, 3 years. And I've been certified for 10 years, but have been more regularly teaching the last couple of years. So part of our yoga practice, it goes beyond the physical practice. It's pranayama, which is breath work, and also mindfulness, this meditation piece. So when you hear about yoga, it's not just standing on your head or your hands. There's so much more involved with that. If you are new to a meditation practice, I invite you to find a comfortable seat. I sit on a little round meditation pillow to help me sit up taller. So if you feel like you're sitting cross-legged and your spine is rounding or you're leaning back a little bit, having a little support under your seat can really help you sit up nice and tall and feel a little bit more comfortable. So with that, go ahead, find your comfortable seat. If you do prefer to lay down, that's okay as well. But as soon as we're done this meditation piece, I'll invite you to stand up. So we'll do about 10 to 15 minutes of meditation and followed by 10 to 15 minutes of light movement. So just listen to your body today, do what you can, leave out what you can't do. And then I'm going to put in the chat here the Venmo information for that donation if you choose to after the session. Okay, so go ahead, find your comfortable seat, palms face down in your lap. We'll take a deep breath in, draw the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, relax the shoulders down, close the eyes or just soften them on one spot. And right away, bring awareness to your natural breath. Noticing the natural cadence of each inhale and exhale. If you're just waking up, maybe you want to deepen the breath a little bit. And just notice your overall energy this morning or afternoon. So now we can begin to deepen the inhale. You could add a count of 4 or 5. Pausing for a count at the top of the breath. And exhale to the same count. Pausing for a count at the bottom of the breath. So beginning this controlled pranayama or breath work. As you sit up nice and tall on your seat. Notice that each inhale provides energy, sitting up taller. And every exhale relaxes the shoulders, the jaw, grounds you down a little bit more into the earth. This conscious breath brings us even more into this present moment. Placing your to-do list aside, putting this past weekend behind you. And just being completely aware of the breath in the body. And today we'll be focusing on achieving a little more balance in our lives. In order to do this, we must define the opposites. So starting at a very simple level, inhale and exhale. Expansion and contraction of the lungs, the rib cage. This transition from night to day. Motion of up to down. Maybe take this time to think about something in your life or in your yoga practice where you're striving to achieve a little bit more balance. And spend the next several minutes here in silence. You can continue this conscious breath. Or if you prefer just to breathe deeply without the pause at the top and the bottom of the breath, that's fine as well, as long as you're breathing evenly. So by achieving balance in our breath, we'll begin to notice what else can unfold. Another thing you might notice while you're consciously breathing is the contraction and expansion, or rather contraction and relaxation of the muscles with each breath. So inhaling to bring awareness, exhaling to offer release. Just one more minute here. Three more conscious breaths. And gently, if your eyes are closed, you can blink them open. Find some movements in the fingers and toes. If you're sitting cross-legged on your seat, go ahead and stretch your legs out in front of you. And we're going to do a little bit of gentle movement here. So hopefully you have a little space around you on the floor. If you were sitting on a meditation cushion or folded blankets, you can place that off to the side. And just stretch your legs out in front of you. Shake out the knees, massage into the knees, ankles. Flex and point into the toes. And then once you're ready, we'll come back into this cross-legged position. Try to bring the opposite leg out in front this time. Or if you were laying down for your meditation, just go ahead and meet us in any comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to move into a 3-part Daoist breath. So this is where we begin to connect our breath to movement. Good. So with your next deep inhale, reach the arms out and overhead. Look up. We'll interlace the fingers. Press the palms forward, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale to lift the spine, lift the gaze, look up towards the sky. And exhale, arms back down. Good, we're gonna do this again. So we're gonna do the 3-part breath. That was a little bit of a warm up. We're gonna inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. This time we're gonna bring the hands down towards the shoulders and then press the palms away from you. Good. Inhale, bring the fingertips to the shoulders, elbows away. Exhale, press the palms forward, round the spine. Inhale, palms to the sky, lift up, look up. Exhale, palms away, fingertips to the ground. Okay, so that's our 3-part breath as we inhale, reach up and overhead. Exhale, fingertips to shoulders. Press palms away. You're pressing walls away from you. Inhale, fingertips to the shoulders. Exhale, palms forward, reach forward, elbows straight. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, look up, stretch into the front of the neck. Exhale, fingertips down to the ground. Good, we're going to continue here. Option to keep the eyes open or closed. Good. Exhale, press away. Inhale, fingertips to shoulders. Exhale, press forward, round the spine, chin to chest, open up into the back of the neck. Inhale, palms up, look up. Exhale, fingertips to the ground. Good, let's do 2 more rounds of this 3-part breath, moving with your own breath. And I do suggest that you do this with the eyes closed. And move with your own pace of breath. And just feel this mind-body breath connection. Good, 1 more round on your own. And then once you are finished that last round, just pause and notice. Take a couple of breaths. And if your eyes are closed, you can open them. And we're going to come now into a standing position. We're going to start in our Tadasana. So I'm going to show you guys my stance first. See where your feet are going to be. So feet are about hip width distance, toes pointing forward, and your legs are engaged. You're lifting up through the knees. Your belly is engaged. You're lifting up through the belly and the chest. Arms are alongside the body. Palms are facing forward. Relax the shoulders down. Really feel the fingertips draw down towards the earth. And feel that length of the spine, just like we did when we were doing our seated breath. You want to stand up nice and tall, look straight ahead. Find your breath. Feel a nice upward motion of energy in the front body and downward motion of the back body. So again, noticing these opposites. You might even notice one side of your body feels a little different than the other, and we'll feel this a little more in a moment once we start to move. So just notice those opposites and stretching up and down with each breath. The left and right side of your body, the inner body and the peripherals. And awareness and release. Now with your next inhale, sweep the arms out and overhead, reach for the sky, maybe even look up if that feels good on the neck. We're going to grip onto the left wrist with the right hand and then find a side body stretch. This is really nice to do, especially if you're in a morning time zone, reaching the hips in the opposite direction, maybe even looking up towards the sky. Yeah, I'm going to open this here, get a little natural sunlight. Feel that nice opening on the entire left side body, fingertips through heel. Try not to let that top shoulder collapse down. Keep pressing it back, holding for one more breath. Inhale to rise. Switch your grip, right wrist with the left hand, and find your side body stretch on the other side. So even if you're not coming down that far, that's okay, as long as you're feeling some opening on the right side of the body. Even bring awareness to the rib cage as you breathe in, creating a little more space in between each rib. Those are called the intercostal muscles. And usually when we're sleeping, a lot of these muscles, we're rounding into the spine. We're not bringing any awareness into the side body. So it's really nice to open up here. One more breath. Top shoulder back. And inhale, come back to center. Now we're going to cactus the arms. Spread the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades behind you as you spread the fingers. Good. And if you'd like, you can invite a baby back bend here. So press your hips forward, lift the chin. If we feel that extension of the spine, especially the lower spine. Invite another deep breath into the entire front body. So another thing to notice here as you breathe in, front body. Exhale, palms to touch, find your forward fold, now bringing awareness to the back body. So another opposite here. So if you have tight hamstrings, you might want to get a couple of blocks underneath the hands. If you don't have blocks, you can just stack a few books if you have some nearby. But bend your knees generously. We're just waking up the back body here from the upper back all the way through low back, through the glutes, hamstrings, and calves. Good. Bending the knees generously. You can grab opposite elbows and just release the head strongly here. So crown towards the earth. You could shake the head no. You can feel the heavy weight of the arms and the shoulders guiding the upper body down. So if this is not comfortable for you, again, you can use a couple of blocks underneath the hands. And then this will help you release the upper body a bit more. So as you're releasing the upper body, I want you to feel that opening of the hamstrings especially. So maybe you want to straighten out both knees a little or pedal out the knees one at a time. And continue in this movement with the hands to the earth, to opposite elbows. Another nice variation is interlacing the fingers behind the head. And just swaying side to side or finding your center. Holding here for just one more deep breath in. Feel the back body expand. Exhale, release the hands. And slowly roll back up. And we're going to come into the simple balance pose now. Another thing that can be thrown off a little bit and that we might seek balance in is our physical balance. So I kind of joke around with my students from time to time, both adults and children, that when you're brushing your teeth in the morning and the evening or anytime is to just balance on one foot. So I know it sounds silly, but as we get older, especially, it's very important to keep on top of this. So we'll start with the left foot. Ground through the entire sole of the left foot, strengthen through that left leg. And then we'll just simply bring the hands to the hips. Good. Feel that grounding motion through that standing leg. And then look straight ahead. Look for one unmoving point. This is called a drishti in yoga practice, an unmoving focal point straight ahead to help with your balance. Soften the eyes. And then once you are ready, lift that right knee, lift the right foot off the floor. Flex into the right foot. Try not to let that left hip splay out here. You want to hug everything into the midline. So again, thinking outer body, midline. Everything hugging in. You're lifting that right knee so that's in line as much as possible with the hip. And if you're falling over, that's okay. Just come right back, no judgment. Just breathe, come right back into it. Another thing I notice when I do these balancing poses with adults, they take themselves very seriously. They fall out and they're huffing and puffing. Good. Just a few more breaths here. Compared to when I'm teaching this to children, they fall out and they're giggling and they want to try it again. So maybe you find your inner child here. Holding for one more breath in. And out, relax that right leg. All that talking was just to distract you from how long we were balancing there on that left leg. So shake it out. And we're going to come right to the other side. So coming into your mountain pose. Bring awareness into the right foot now. Squeeze into the right leg, hands on the hips. Good. Feel the grounding, almost like roots growing down through the soles of your foot into the earth, stabilizing you, supporting you. Good. And then once you are ready, lift that left leg up. And don't forget your drishti, the focal point straight ahead. And the hands on the hips are helping you to decide, hey, is one of my hips higher than the other or lower than the other? Find that balance, strike that balance there. Flex into the foot. Spread the toes. Keep lifting through that right kneecap to help support and strengthen the standing leg. If you fall out, give yourself a giggle, come right back in. Good. And just hold here. 3 more breaths. If you want a different arm variation, one hand on the belly, one on the heart. Feel your breath for one more round. Inhale. Exhale, release that lifted leg. Shake out the standing leg. Thank yourself for giving that a shot. And that's all the time we have today. So bringing the palms together, taking a moment of gratitude. And I invite you to journal about your experience as we do. Hopefully you've been writing down about your experience over these last several sessions. It really shows, it can help you be aware of how you've been growing throughout this process. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this recording.